Sports, even with me growing up, I played a lot of things. My parents tried introducing me to like as many sports as possible. I competitively played tennis, basketball, baseball, but I just gravitated more towards soccer. It was a really, really big, I don't know, youth, just in America in general. You know, soccer's the biggest youth sport, and I just think that, yeah, it just caught on really well up there first. Both my parents were very, very athletic, like competitive people, especially my mom. My mom's very competitive, but no, they didn't even know much about soccer. It's actually my older brother. I was a younger brother. I wanted to do everything that my older brother wanted to do. So as soon as I saw him kicking a ball around, I said, I want to try it too. My dad took a trip over to England for work when I was about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. And he brought back English Premier League book and a bunch of Arsenal gear, a bunch of Ian Wright gear. So I automatically fell in love with Arsenal and Ian Wright. So from that point on, I wanted to play for Arsenal. So whether how ambitious that was, that's where my set was. I wanted to play professional soccer, and that's where it started from. I wasn't as much involved as I probably would have liked to. I actually went to one Sounders camp, and kind of like the same thing with the Riverhounds. You go to the camps, you get some tickets, and you just get involved with the players. So that was my basically first step into being introduced with the Sounders. I went to the camp when I was a young kid, and then went to one of the games, and yeah, the following was pretty good. Kind of reminds me of the growth of where the Sounders are, kind of how the Riverhounds are growing, because the small little stadium that they played in kind of hold a lot of people, and they just kind of grew and grew and grew, and now they're selling out stadiums every week. I took soccer very seriously, but I didn't take school very seriously at the time. I was able to, naturally intelligent enough, where I was able to get good enough grades, but most of the schools was talking to me was like, we want you to play soccer here, but just in terms of academically, you're gonna have to step that up a little bit. So I think that kind of hurt me a little bit in terms of just not focusing as much on my academics as I did on soccer. So from now on, I try to tell all the youth kids, just focus on your schooling just so you have more options and choices. Yeah, it was really, really funny the way it ended up working out, just because at the time, now all, those teams like Seattle, Vancouver, Portland, all have those teams, but at the time it was only just Portland. So it was a professional environment I'd be able to go in and play. And obviously now looking back at it, yeah, kind of a traitor, supposed to not be going down to Portland, but I did. It was a good opportunity, and I think it was great just because it was the first professional environment that I'd ever been in, and I learned quite a bit from it. As you can tell, the Timbers Army, they're great. I think that's one of the things that makes soccer such a hotbed in the Northwest, just because the Seattle fans, Vancouver fans, Portland fans, they take it so personally and they take it so seriously. So even though we were just the PDL team, the reserve team, still fans got behind us and they cared about it, and then they treated us just like we were the first team. Well, yeah, when I was with Portland, I was hoping that that would eventually turn into a professional contract, and it just took a little bit longer than I had expected, and so I ended up going to the USL Combine, and that just ended up working. Justin Evans, the previous manager here, ended up seeing me, he liked me, and he offered me a contract. Like the USL, it's normally high turnover. You normally sign year and option contracts, and then you move on, go to other things, stop playing. It happens a lot, but one of the things that allowed me to stay here as long as I did was just that the club just continued to grow. From playing at Chartier Valley, in terms of the resources we had, to building Highmark Stadium, fan base, just ambitious owners, coaches, fans, everybody. Just it continued to grow. In my mindset, I was like, I'm going to be here for a year or two tops, but it was just one of those things, like the club just continued to grow, and I just wanted to continue to grow with it. Competition is very, very high. We have a quality players on the team. Like any of these players who were on the team, same as last year, I have to say, but I just think just the quality is higher this year in terms of anybody could really be starting anywhere else in this league. I think we just accumulated an abundance, actually spoiled with the quality of players that we have in terms of choices. So it is pretty tough to get in the team, but at the end of the day, it's about just trying to do your best and just hopefully you're in the gaffer trusts you when it comes to game time. With the Riverhounds having a huge youth program, there was opportunities for me to coach, and they gave me that opportunity, and I fell in love with it. I think I just genuinely like helping people. I like talking to people. I like bettering myself as well as bettering people. I always think that if I had this opportunity when I was younger, just someone who cared about me in terms of, a professional environment, a type of player who's been there, done that, and basically say, learn from my mistakes, or basically, here are these tools so you'll be more successful. I kind of put myself in their shoes in terms of, is that something I would have liked when I was younger? And it absolutely is, so I just want to give them things that I wish I would have had. Pretty ambitious person, so I want to go as high as I possibly could, maybe take Vander's job one day. But I just want to start here as of right now, grow the youth academy as big as it possibly can get.